Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXC. I am Derek Stuckley, along with the head coach of the District 2-4A Division I champion, Brownwood Lions, Sammy Burnett. How you feeling today, Coach?
I feel wonderful.
I bet you do.
I feel really good. Boy, what a great Friday night we had. Kids played extremely well against what we felt was a good Andrews team. Really didn't know what kind of team they were going to put out there on the field, and they put a good one out there, we thought. And our kids just outperformed them. They played hard. They were very physical. All three phases of the game, we got off to a good start defensively. Offensively, wound up scoring with Jason Jackson, and defense made a stand. Junior kept kicking the ball in the end zone, so they had to start on the 25, and we return a punt and for good yardage and wound up scoring again, and just sort of immediately started taking away the wind out of themselves and taking hope away that they could play with us. And they did that. By the end of the half, our kids had, I think, gone out to a 31-3 lead, something like that. And I told them if they score 31 points in the second half, they'll be fine. No, went in at halftime and made sure we were focused. And it's nice seeing our kids because they know there's work to be done. They don't want to let anything slip through their hands. That's happened to us before. They've matured through that, and to see them at halftime focused and ready to go out the second half and finish the game was important, and they did that. So all in all, it was a great, great Friday night. I mean, for the fans that were there, the excitement for our kids, it was really special.
In the four games, basically it was the same formula. Y'all dominated from start to finish. You averaged 50 points in district and gave up an 11 points a game in district. So were you surprised at how dominant y'all have been the last 4 weeks?
I was surprised, but not surprised, if you know what I mean. Our kids took it personal when we gave up the third quarter against Stephenville and made that score look a lot worse than it should have been. We feel like we're four plays of that game, take 4 plays away, we win that game. And our kids were embarrassed by that. Our coaches were embarrassed by that, and we just decided that we weren't going to, allow that to happen to us again. We were going to focus and make sure that we protect the football, that we cover and tackle better, and do some things that we felt hurt us in the Stephenville game, and our kids bought into that. They increased their focus and practice and their work ethic, and we've gotten better in some areas, and they have just gone out there and imposed their will. Our special teams groups take that very seriously. Our defense is playing well, and offensively we're clicking. Our offensive line is gelled at the right time. They're dominant up front. They're physical, and Ike's making great decisions. He's throwing the ball down the field when he has the opportunity. If it doesn't present itself and that play's covered, then he either tucks it and run, or he throws it away and we go to the next play. We're running the football well. We're protecting the football. And we're finishing drives with points, and that's important.
You mentioned last week going into the game you thought y'all would have an advantage in the passing game, both offensively and defensively. Ike and Jason hook up on 4 touchdowns. You have 3 interceptions. Marcelo returns 1 for a touchdown. So you look like Nostradamus with that prediction last week, Coach.
Oh, yeah. Well, the blind hog finds an egg in there once in a while, huh? No, JJ, I think, had 4 touchdown passes. Is that correct? And what's crazy is they put what I thought was their best cover guy on Thad, and they would put a safety in the middle over the top of Jordan, so it sort of took them out of the picture, but they kept putting 3 guys on JJ, and on his first half he was on our sideline, and I'm sitting there looking at it going, Coach, we got fade all day, and we did. So Jason didn't have just 1 guy on him, he had 3, and none of them could cover him, and he's coming back into form after being out for 5 games, and now he's in his 4th game back, and he's doing well. Of course, Jordan Leach is always consistent, and he does his job, and he may not get as many touches as he should. It's not because we don't want to get him the ball. A lot of people have played man too free against us, and it's hard to get that slot the ball when you got a safety that's free right over the middle. And but he's not selfish. He doesn't complain. He doesn't gripe. When he has his opportunities, he does what he does. And then, of course, you got that on the other side, and Braden Dobb, and we've used Hayden O and a couple other guys, and it's nice to have a group of guys that can go out there and make plays, and then if they're not the guy making plays that night, they're not griping or complaining or being selfless like you see on TV. But also, they understand that we're going to run the football. And if we're running the football, they're probably not going to get as many touches. And we had the opportunity to throw the ball a whole lot more Friday night, but we didn't. We ran the clock out. Even, midway through the third quarter, we're running the ball and having to punt when we should be throwing it. But when the game's at hand, I don't believe in, pouring coals in someone's face or making someone look bad. You can win as gracefully as you can lose. And we just ran the football and chose to punt. That is what it is. But they packed the box with 9, and we're like, oof, we sure could throw it, but we didn't. So pleased with our kids, their willingness to win, whatever it takes. It doesn't matter who does it or who's successful or not or who gets to do the interview after the game. They just want to win. And they're a tight-knit group of guys. They're decided to be uncommon. They have a great work ethic, and we expect to do some really good things.
Yeah. Marcelo now up to 6 interceptions on the season. He's having a really good year on the back end. And Jordan Nickerson got him a pick the other night.
Yeah, he did. Marcelo's got ability. He just turns into a receiver when he's playing defense. Once he puts himself in the right position, he makes plays. We've been in some bad situations, and I'll revert back to Stephenville. And like I said, we sort of got complacent with our technique, I think. I'm a very big technician. I'm all about feet. I'm all about hips. I'm all about angles. And we started focusing on that, and you see some results from that. But Marcelo, we didn't. Coach Jones called trap on the coverage on the play that Marcelo's picked the ball off. And what trap coverage is, he lines up over number 1, and he traps number 2. In other words, he goes and tries to reroute or cover 2, and the safety rolls over the top to cover number 1. And they tried to throw the screen when we trapped it, and it was perfect. He made the catch and ran it in for a touchdown. It looked like A.J. McCarty or A.J. Watch that, I guess, on Friday night. I decided he would do it Saturday night against Texas Tech. But I saw A.J. do the same thing, make a pick and take it to the house. So it's good. Marcelo's a guy that can play offense for us as well. We just have chosen not to use him right now. But when we start the playoffs, we're going to have all hands on deck. Every kid's going to play whatever position that we need them to be successful, make sure we advance to the next round.
Okay. So now the question everybody wants to know, and
Okay.
we've only got about 15 more minutes we can fill here.
Okay.
So explain that whole safety situation that happened there in the fourth quarter.
Okay, I'll explain it the way I explained it to them and why I think the rule is, and I haven't got clarification totally, and I told the official afterwards, I hope that I didn't do something that wasn't right. I'm not going to try to make you change a call that I don't feel is right. I truly felt it was right, and it's the right thing, and once it's right, I can't let it go. I couldn't say, well, it's 40-something, nothing, just let it go. No, it's not how it is. Anytime a group can gain momentum any way they can, and all of a sudden starts taking that momentum from you, you can't get it back sometimes. And I've seen teams come back from large deficits because the other team lost the mo, and I just wasn't going to let that happen. But my explanation of the play was the punt is a dead ball for the offense that's punting it. Until that ball is muffed, does it become a live ball? So if that ball's muffed, if Kid Fair catches the ball and he fumbles it, and it rolls to the 1-yard line, and we land on it, it's our ball at the 1. Same thing if that kid lands on it, it's his ball at the 1. That's correct. So why would we move it to the 6-yard line? Because that was the first thing they were going to do, is move the ball back to the 6. Then that was told they were going to move it back to the 20. It was a touchback. I said, no, you don't reward him for muffing a punt. When that ball becomes live and it rolls in the end zone, whatever the result of that play is, whether we fall on it and get a touchdown or whether they fall on it and get a safety, that's the result of the play. And you can't look at where the ball went. You got to look at where it is. Just because it went in the end zone doesn't mean you get special treatment and get to move it to the 20. So that was my explanation to them, and I had to explain it to about every one of them. But once I explained it, they were on my side, and I just don't understand how a ball can become live and then it becomes dead again, and then you move it out to the 20. It just didn't make sense. So I explained my side of it and what I think is the correct rule. And you may get blown up. People may start calling in saying, no, that's not the rule, and whatever. But I thought that was the interpretation of the rule, and if I'm wrong, I will call that official, and I will call that coach and apologize. But I'm not going to stop fighting for something that I think is right. And I thought that was the right call, and I appreciate them sticking to it because I don't know what you do. I mean, here's my question to you. What happens if you do muff the ball and it goes in the end zone, he covers it, what happens? Where do you put the ball?
Good question.
See what I'm saying? I mean, it's a live ball. The result of the play determines what happens. Well,
Right.
it was in the end zone. It's a safety.
Right.
Well, it's a touchback. No, it's not a touchback because if I recovered end zone, it's a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
If they recovered on the 1, it's on the 1. You don't move it to the 20. It's not a touchback. I just don't understand how if you can muff a ball, everything that happens when you muff a ball can be bad, except for if it goes in the end zone. Oh, and then you get on the 20. I just didn't think that was right. So that was my hope. I didn't take all your 15 minutes, but that's what I tried to explain to them, and that's what they listened to. So I was thankful for that.
Well, regardless, after Friday night, if you were ever in a debate contest, my money's on you. You were going to
Sell
win.
an anchor to a drowning man.
Yeah, but
I
I don't
probably
know.
could do that.
But that was like 30, 45 minutes of debate there. We could have been halfway home by the time.
I really don't know how long it was, but it did seem like a while. But we got
Yes.
we got the call the first time, and then Coach Harvey started talking to them, and they came back and started talking to me. Now let me tell you, the gentleman in the white hat, he wasn't in a hurry about anything. I mean, he was nice and cordial, and I really liked the guy, but he wasn't in any big hurry about anything. But like I said, I appreciate them, and I told them thanks for listening, regardless if I got the call or if he got it. I appreciate the fact that they listened to you. And there's times in those games where even though you're trying to just express yourself, you may be doing it in a way that seems like you're yelling, which you're really not. It's just the moment. So I'm always appreciative when officials listen.
All right. So next up is the playoffs. So I guess let everybody know what that's looking like.
Yeah, as of right now, what I have in place, I'm working on officials, that kind of stuff. But we are going to play Thursday, Thursday, November the 10th at 7 o'clock at Ratliff Stadium in Odessa against El Paso Irving. We are the home team. We may not be wearing home colors, but I let them have the color if they would allow us to have home, so we would have places for our band and our fans, because I think we'll travel a lot better than them. Also, I don't mind wearing white. Our kids like white. I think they wanted to wear blue. I'd like, if you want to wear blue, we'll wear white. So I'm going to let him determine that. But I don't know yet. Still trying to get confirmation from Odessa how they want to do their ticket sales, whether they want to do it at the gate or if they want to do it online. We've agreed that we'll no pre-sale tickets, that all tickets will be purchased at the gate. They'll be $8, period. Every ticket sold will be $8. Doesn't matter if it's student or adult, so that we can pay for the cost of the stadium. But that's all been set. But I still don't know whether they're going to say go online to do it, or you can go online to do it, or you can do it just by paying cash at the gate, or if they allow you to do both. But as soon as I get Ratliff to confirm how they want to handle that part of it, I'll get that out to everybody. But we do know it's November the 10th, Thursday, November the 10th at 7 o'clock at Ratliff Stadium.
All right. And now the varsity football team was not the only one that went undefeated in district.
That's right. How about the rest of them?
Mm-hmm.
Our combined team finished the season 6-4. Two of those 4 losses were to Llano. That's really their JV, and we always feel like we're going to take one on the chin with that group because they're really playing out of their league. But they go play them anyway, and they gave them a good battle this last Thursday, and they weren't victorious, but it was a close ball game. So proud of them. They finished the season 6-4, and with their games, they're district champs. And then our freshman team finished the season 8-2, didn't lose a district game. So they're very successful, very proud of them and the growth that they're making. And then the one that never ceases to amaze them is the combined team. The JV. Our JV probably had the least amount of kids on it. We take them from the JV kids to the varsity. They had several kids hurt. It's always just the next man up. So they had probably 2 of their better football players were hurt and didn't get to play. We take Robert Trowbridge to the varsity, so they're limited, just sticking people in spot at the line, and they still go out there and they're successful and do it in a dominant form. And for them to be 9-1 is really big. That's the second year our JV went 10-0 and then 9-1 this year, and our freshman team has done well both years. And it's nice to see. Everybody says you can see what kind of program you have after you're about your 4th or 5th year, and here we are year 5, and we have a combined team that's 6-4, a JV that's 9-1, a freshman that's 8-2, and a varsity's 8-2. And then if you look at our junior highs, they haven't lost more than 1 or 2 games themselves. So really pleased where we are. all the way from top to bottom in the program, and the work that our kids are doing and the desire that they have to be great, and the coaching staff that's leading them. So just truly blessed.
So the bye week is finally here now.
It is here.
How are y'all handling this?
Well, I don't know if we're going to sell tickets or how we're going to do that, but we're probably going to have a coaches versus players kickball game one day this week, and just show those young boys that we still think we have it, but really don't. No, what we'll do today, we lifted and ran. Tomorrow will be, we're going to do conditioning. I'm going to do it in a way that say our receivers are out there running routes and quarterbacks throwing the ball, just throwing and catching some routes and working on some routes, but yet just doing it as a conditioning phase. Our linemen, of course, do their conditioning and bursts, so we'll do that tomorrow. Go back Wednesday and lift again, and do our weights on Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll do another form of conditioning with that. Again, probably do routes on air, which I really enjoyed. Let them run the routes, throw and catch, keep them in shape. Maybe put the machine up and catch some punts while we're at it, snap some extra points and punts, just to sort of take a little bit of time to work on what we don't have as much time during the week to work on. So we'll do that all fifth period. I'm not keeping them before or after school this week. I'm trying to give them some time away. And then I think Thursday we may have to do a coaches versus kids kickball game. Friday we can't do it because I'm going to go scout somewhere. I don't know where I'm going. Dumas, Love, El Paso, somewhere, but I'm going somewhere.
All right. Don't y'all have a bonfire Thursday?
Yeah, it's Thursday evening.
Thursday evening.
Yeah, but Friday, Thursday during the period we're going to do
okay,
kickball.
during the period. Okay. I thought maybe this is going to be like the pre-show.
No,
the pre-show for the bonfire.
No, we don't want to embarrass ourselves, but we're going. Our coaches don't even know it yet. I hadn't told them yet, but we're going to do coaches versus kids kickball game during the fifth period.
All right. Well, didn't you start your bye week in Arlington yesterday?
I did. I went and watched the Cowboys and had a great time. Dr. Bon Young's a very good friend of mine, and his wife did Andrews on Friday and Denton on Saturday. Their daughter's in the band. And congratulations, by the way, to the band and the Lamberts and everything that they do. I know they didn't go as far as they wanted to, but you know what? All you do is give great effort and do the best you can and let the Lord take care of the rest, and they did that. So congratulations to them. But, you know, Brandy and Bon went to the band concert on Saturday, and then Brandy didn't want to go to the game on Sunday, so I had an opportunity to go and got to witness firsthand the reason why the Cowboys need to get rid of whatever that dude's name is. What is his name?
Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke Elliott. Get rid of him. Porter's the man. 49-29, it was a good game.
Yeah, like I said, lots of defense.
I had a real good time. I really had a good time. I hadn't got to go do anything in a long time and just had a day off to just go do whatever. So we went over there, and Bond's done it for years. They have a couple of friends, Wes and Tom, that tailgate, and they cook for us, and we eat, and we walk over to the game and watch the game, and then usually go by and have something to eat on the way home, and then go home, and it was good. I had a great time. I had a really good time, and the Cowboys won, of course. I'm the lucky charm.
Did you find any plays you're going to use later on in the playoffs?
No.
I
was going to give them some.
Oh, well.
Sometimes it seems like they need some. But
that's true.
I still stand firm that Dak never reads the full field. There's a couple opportunities that he had to hit people that were wide open, and now that plays were successful. He did throw a couple of times to, I think it was CeeDee Lamb, and caught a couple balls, but the other dude was wide open. And I just come on, man, read the whole field. You can do it.
Well, maybe this summer you can give us some tips.
Give him some tips.
Good. All right. Anything else you want to mention today, Coach?
Hey, let's thank those that make this show possible. Auto Glass Magic, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Hendrick Medical, Howard Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Heartland Funeral Home, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter & Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive, and Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right. We will be back Wednesday to talk preparations for the big kickball game here on KOXC.
I'll get you a roster.
KOXC.com, the KOXC app, and the KOXC Facebook pages.
You bet. Have a great day, Brownwood.